Previously, Adrien loved being a hero, yet Marinette was devastated by her mother's disappearance and her father's neglect. She became cold, distant, and never formed any real friendships except with Chloe and Lila. Meanwhile, Adrien, now living as the baker's son, began dating Kagami, while Marinette threw herself into her ladybug duties. They never found the hidden spellbooks, and Nino remained completely in the dark. After suffering a crushing defeat at the hands of 4 heroes, Gabriel felt more desperate than ever. Without Natalie's help, he would have lost, and her desperation starts earlier in this reality. Meanwhile, Marinette tries to forget about Adrien and Kagami by focusing on her friendships with Chloe and Lila. But Sabrina, who had once been Chloe's closest friend, watched all of this with growing jealousy and anger. She felt abandoned. Everything she and Chloe had shared was fading away, and she blamed Marinette for that. And that Lila, she was looking somehow shady to her. Days passed, but Hawkmoth was really quite after his defeat in Heroes Day. But this changed when Natalie's condition starts to show itself. Marinette sensed something was off. Natalie's sickness had some similarities, just like her mother, and she couldn't ignore it like Adrien in the original. She asked countless times, but neither her father or Natalie explained what was happening. So she decided to use her powers to spy on Natalie and her father. That night, Natalie and Gabriel planned a lavish gala. While Marinette was watching them, nothing was suspicious, so she thought for a moment this was a mistake. But for a moment, her father talked about his hatred about Ladybug and Catnoir. Why would her father hate heroes so much? She thought for a moment, but couldn't find anything. Next day in the gala, Marinette and Chloe tries to sabotage Kagami's image in front of Adrien, cause why not? But their friend Lila thought otherwise. She admired Adrien and silently plotted against Marinette. If she could turn Adrien against Marinette and Kagami, she'd win him and maintain her powerful friend at the same time. But their scheme backfired spectacularly. They only embarrassed themselves. When Marinette returned home, she found Gabriel waiting, angrier than she had ever seen him. She had tarnished the Agrest's reputation, and Gabriel punished her ruthlessly. For 1 week, she was confined to the mansion. No school, no photo shoots, no outings. Marinette felt her emotions overwhelm her. She was on the brink of a meltdown, and this was the perfect moment to akumatize her, Gabriel concluded. By pushing her so far, he believed he could create the best villain. Tiki tried to comfort Marinette, but the emotional pressure was immense. Suddenly, an Akuma materialized and leaped into Marinette's purse. Hawkmoth, knowing precisely how to hit her daughter hardest, used his ring to manipulate her, whispering doubts and anger into her mind. As she nearly gave in, Tiki found a video message from Emily on Marinette's computer. Emily's records for her daughter, filled with love and reassurance. Marinette's tears turned to determination. She rejected the Akuma's influence and embraced Tiki. Thanks to her mother's words, she found the strength to persevere. Meanwhile, Gabriel was furious and says, "It's impossible! How can she do that?" Her daughter was the first person to resist an Akuma. And this makes Gabriel more curious. If she has that willpower, that means she can be the perfect weapon to steal Ladybug and Catnoir's miraculouses. And he starts to make a plan to use his daughter. That same day, Master Fu finally reached a pivotal moment he had been awaiting for years. He had made a promise long ago and marked the date on his calendar. Fu's true love, Marianne, awaited him. But before he could meet her, Fu took precautions. He called Ladybug. Since Marinette was grounded, she couldn't answer. So Fu summoned Catnoir instead. Adrien was already feeling low. Kagami was away from the city for a few days, and he missed her terribly. In his distraction, he handed the wrong letter, which fell into Marianne's hands. Instantly, she was akumatized into Backwarder, one of the most powerful villains they had ever faced. She turned Paris into her personal playground. Catnoir raced to stop her, but Backwarder's power forced him to retreat. Alone, Adrien realized he was outmatched. If he failed again, he would lose his miraculous. He had no choice but to return to Master Fu for help. Fu scolded him harshly. He said, "You and your partner are the worst heroes I've ever seen. A ladybug consumed by darkness and a cat noir who barely cares about anything. You will fix this, then you will bring me the ladybug's earrings." Adrien grabs multiple miraculouses, and Fu tells him the danger about combining so many powers. Back on the streets, Catnoir analyzed Backwarder. She could only harm people by touching them with her staff. He immediately made a plan and jumped to Backwarder. Catnoir swings his stuff and hits her. She tries to defend herself, but with multiple miraculouses, Adrien feels too strong. Backwarder tries to backflip to dodge his attacks. Meanwhile, Catnoir throws his stuff to stop her but misses. She uses this opportunity and touches Catnoir with her stick. Affected by its power, Catnoir starts acting backward. Hawkmoth orders her to steal his miraculous immediately, but when Backwarder get close to him, he uses his cataclysm and breaks the akumatized object. And he explains why he is not affected. Before the fight, he unified Ox and Fox miraculouses. So he would look like the original version of himself, and when he gets hit by the staff, he acted like he has got captured. All the strategic plan was nice, but when Adrien looked, the city, everything was a mess. Backwarder's power had vanished, but the destruction remained, and Ladybug was nowhere to be seen. Reporters swarmed, demanding answers. Adrien left and returned to Master Fu. The next morning, Marinette learned the attack and rushed to Fu's shop. Fu opened the miracle box, and unfortunately she saw the black cat's jewel. Fu says, "I trusted you both, but your excuses and mistakes have made me lose faith. I will find new holders, heroes who are not driven by anger or recklessness." Marinette left Fu's shop. Her heart was shattered. Meanwhile, Gabriel was way too happy about Paris's devastation, celebrating in his home. To make matters worse, he says Natalie to use the Peacock Miraculous one more time to threaten Paris. Marinette was living her worst day. His father restricted her to go to school, and now she lost her miraculous. To find some comfort, she goes to Chloe's home. Not being able to tell all the truth hurts her, but Chloe always finds something entertaining. Adrien, on the other hand, was trying to make sense of it all. He did everything he could, retained Backwarder's defeat, yet Master Fu blamed him too. He began to lose faith in Ladybug and decided he could no longer trust her. So he decides to go Master Fu's shop to become a hero again. But before he can do that, her friends calls him about Juleka's problem. But when he ignores it, Juleka gets akumatized and Reflectall appears. Adrien narrowly escaped before fully turning into Reflecta himself. When Fu sees the destruction, he sends Kwamis to find old users for one more mission. He might not like them, but seeing the terror in the city changes his mind. Adrien finds Tiki, and Plague finds to Marinette, cause why not? She lies to Chloe and sneaks from the building. They defeat the villain like in the original, but the aftermath was different. When they go to sewers, Adrien blames her partner not being in the city when Backwarder attacked him. Adrien says, "I love being a hero and want to make a better world, but with you it feels impossible, Ladybug. You don't care as much as I do, and the Guardian blames me too. I will never ever trust you." With that shock, Marinette can't say anything to defend herself. Because he was right. All because of her obsession towards Adrien backfired, and her father locked him in the house. Even though they knew it would be the last time they used their miraculouses, they never returned them to the Guardian. In the days that followed, Marinette began running into Luka more often. He'd started a new job nearby, and after school he was always around. They only knew each other from the shows. Luka was really talented and played her guitar often. One day, they were strangers, and one day, they became friends. And now they were seeing each other every day. His calm presence and easy conversation made Marinette forget her troubles. Kagami, her father, and everything else faded whenever Luka was near. Her friends, on the other hand, noticed that change. Lila saw the perfect opportunity to make her plan. Lila went to the bakery while Adrien was working. She pretended to need help with her studies. In earlier days, Layla and Kagami started a friendship. She always lied about Marinette, how she loved Adrien, and how Adrien loved her back. Unfortunately, Kagami believes this and goes after her enemies. With those false words in her head, Kagami confronted Marinette, but Luka risked himself to protect her girlfriend, allowing her to escape. Whenever Ladybug calls Catnoir, he never replayed her calls. Even though Adrien was watching the news, he thought that would be fair. Oni-chan was a formidable enemy, and it was the most intense fight Luka has ever seen. He tries to help Ladybug by attacking with his guitar, but only manages to distract her for a second. He got hurt due to thorns of her sword. Seeing Luka covered in blood awakens something deep inside Marinette. Consumed by rage, she launches a relentless attack on Oni-chan. Her aggression in her movements and the hatred burning in her eyes are impossible to miss. No one around can believe this is Ladybug, because, for a moment, everyone had forgotten just how cruel the sweet little hero could truly be. Ladybug hurls her yo-yo at Oni-chan, but it's blocked with a swift strike of the sword. This time, Marinette activates her lucky charm, summoning a sword of her own, and the duel resumes with even greater intensity. Kagami dashes forward from a distance, slashing fiercely, but Marinette slides underneath the attack with precise agility, striking Kagami and wounding the supervillain with her blade. This act brings Marinette a twisted satisfaction, but then she sees Luka watching from the side. Her expression falters. She loses focus and drops her yo-yo. Oni-chan moves in fast, ready to seize her miraculous, until Catnoir strikes with full force, sending her flying. Dazed and vulnerable, she drops her weapon. Catnoir destroys the sword and uses Cataclysm on Akuma, ending the battle. In the aftermath, Kagami and Adrien have a heated argument. Kagami finally snaps and says, "You can only love one of us, Adrien. I'm no one's second choice. I need some space, and when you decide, you know where I am." With that, she walks away, leaving Adrien standing there in tears. After their fight, Luka finds Marinette in the city. Thanks to Ladybug's power, Luka was healed and talked with her from heart to heart, and that moment kindled their love. Meanwhile, Alia and Chloe, frustrated that neither Ladybug nor Catnoir had returned their miraculouses, felt abandoned. They were supposed to be a team, yet they'd been sidelined for weeks. Alia tried to stay calm, but Chloe's anger intensified. Cause her best friend found love and she wasn't replaying her calls and Lila was missing, which she never cared her. At her wit's end, she calls Sabrina, who'd been trying to make new friends. She tries to ignore Chloe's calls, but weakness droves her. For a moment, they tried to reconcile. But when Chloe revealed that she was the former Queen Bee, Sabrina didn't believe her, and they make a huge fight about how she felt abandoned. Still bitter about being left behind, Sabrina refuses to forgive her friend. Heartbroken, Chloe watched her childhood friend walk away. Then an Akuma tries to target Chloe again, but she manages to resist its influence. The Akuma then turned its attention to Sabrina, transforming her into a villain. While Sabrina was talking with Hawkmoth, she told that Chloe was Queen Bee. Gabriel immediately makes a perfect plan and sends Mayura. Miracular quickly attacks Catnoir, just like in the original, and things plays the same until the last battle. Miracular was a formidable enemy, and with Mayura, it was too hard to defeat them. Ladybug, Catnoir, and Reina Rouge tries their best in the final battle. Mayura manages to steal the Bee Miraculous, and without Nino's help, Reina can't take on Miracular alone. Meanwhile, Catnoir is also struggling. Ladybug chooses to help her partner, but in doing so, Miracular takes the Fox Miraculous, and they retreat. She tries to use her lucky charm to bring what's been lost, but it doesn't work. The heroes stayed silent for a moment, realizing this was the beginning of their end. Watch part 3 from there, and thanks for watching.